On Monday, Governor State University President Dr. Cheryl Green announced via campus-wide email that she will be temporarily stepping away from her leadership duties to address personal health issues. Green says she will use the time to focus on her wellness so that she can return to full health and serve the university as quickly as possible. In the meantime, Dr. Corey Bradford, the Vice President of Administration and Finance, will assume all responsibilities as the new acting president. President Green is expected to return to her leadership role in 2 months. This is Jason Gonzalez reporting for GSUTV.
On Monday, October 23rd, a groundbreaking ceremony was held at the site of the new Social Justice Initiative building at Governor State University. Many speakers gave addresses during the event, including the director of the Social Justice Initiative, Dr. Phyllis West, Vice President William Davis, and Provost Dr. Beverly Schneller. The Social Justice Initiative began in 2020 with University President Cheryl Green and is currently being overseen by Dr. West. The initiative focuses on helping students and community members affected by societal and structural barriers by providing educational and legal resources to them, as well as other services.
The Social Justice Initiative started when Dr. Green came here in 2020. It was part of her vision to respond to what was happening in America and across the world about social justice, and she wanted to make sure that Governor State University was a resource and a source of enlightenment from academic side as well as community engagement.
The building is currently on track to open in summer of 2024, though it faced some setbacks in the beginning. When completed, the new building will be host to many services accessible to the students at GSU, including boardrooms, meeting areas, and a community garden. There are also plans to expand the Social Justice Building once initial construction is complete, though there is no timeline at the moment for when these expansions might begin.
Well, putting together this facility, obviously, just like the rest of the world, there's always supply chain issues. But outside of that, everyone is very supportive of this initiative, of this facility. It is, again, as mentioned earlier, part of a larger facilities master plan.
While the building isn't expected to open until next summer, the Social Justice Initiative is currently taking actions to help community members at GSU. Currently, they have an ongoing clothing drive to gather professional clothing for individuals with job interviews and other official meetings, as well as offering a free legal help clinic on campus.
No, I just want to thank Dr. Green for bringing this vision to Governor State University, Dr. West, and all the support, and anyone who's interested in volunteering, attorneys with their pro bono opportunities, and or those who might want to donate, collaborate to make sure that this is the success that we envisioned it to be. They're all welcome.
For GSU TV, this is Graham Taylor. On September 21st, 2023, Governor State University held its third annual spoken word competition, allowing students to exhibit their public speaking skills, as well as compete for cash prizes. Hosted in the E-Lounge of the campus, the event was held in observance of Constitution Day.
The theme for this year's event is How It Feels to Be Free. Spoken word performance has a storied history of creating a stage for people who are all too often denied one. It is a rebellious art form that prioritizes truth over shame, community over prestige, and freedom over formality.
The event also featured guest speaker Jacoby Cochran. Cochran is a celebrated writer, public speaker, and Chicago native, and helped in judging the event.
Poetry is the language of the irrational, the mundane, the rebellious, and as Chicago Poet Laureate Avery R. Young told me in an interview a couple of weeks ago, it's the language of the people.
The competition attracted both veterans and first-time performers, as students new and old took to the podium to share their stories with the world. 8 students competed in the event, with 4 of them ultimately walking away with a prize. The students all performed original works ranging from free verse poetry to personal stories. Lady was the overall victor of the event, taking first place with the piece Made to Fly.
Me, unapologetically, working in my life purposefully. I may not be the popular, but I'm anointed. This life is destined, it's appointed, it is what it is. I don't care who's disappointed. I don't care if I don't live the life that they wanted. I no longer care about the 2 cents. I don't want it because of him, I am rich. I can always afford it.
The spoken word competition has seen growth over its short 3-year history, and this event was the biggest so far.
We started out pretty small with only, I think the first year only 4 people signed up. And each year it's gotten bigger. And who we've been able to bring to campus has also gotten bigger.
Organizers are hopeful that this event will continue to grow next year and beyond. For GSUTV, this is Graham Taylor. On Friday, October 27th, Governor State University hosted a production of the Rocky Horror Picture Show with a Shadowcast, a long-standing Halloween time tradition. The viewing was held at the Center for Performing Arts and encouraged audience participation. Released in 1975, the Rocky Horror Picture Show is a colorful, musical, bizarre parody of the sci-fi B-movies of the 1930s. Initially a box office failure, the show gained a cult following after fans began participating at midnight showings. This includes singing along to musical numbers, shouting responses back to the screen, and even bringing props to act along with certain scenes. Soon, shadowcasts of onstage actors began miming the on-screen actions as the film played behind them, and a tradition was born. GSU's screening drew a large crowd of both students and community members. This event also featured some pre-show activities, including a selfie booth and costume contest, with the winner claiming 2 tickets to see the Spotlight Art Collective's production of the Rocky Horror Show, the musical that the movie was adapted from. The crew also had prop bundles available for purchase for the audience members to use during their performance. The unusual viewing experience pairs wonderfully with the unusual film, and the chaotic tradition is likely to continue for many years to come. For GSU-TV, this is Graham Taylor.
Hello, my name is Tyona Menzies, reporting at the 3rd Annual Black Men in White Coats Summit.
Oh, these events are hugely important, just the ability for kids to come out here and see professionals, although there are a lot of doctors out here, but just to see professionals in general, whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, it's huge, right? Just give the kids something to look up to that's different from what they normally see on TV.
On Saturday, October 21st, Dr. Dale Okorodudu Jr., founder of Black Men in White Coats, held its 3rd Annual Summit at Malcolm X College.
The report came out saying the number of black men applying to medical school was decreasing. Black women were going up, so we're rooting for our sisters, but black men were going down. So that's why we call ourselves black men in white coats, but we're really for everybody. But the lack of diversity in the field of medicine, I believe, contributes to the healthcare disparities that we see on the backside.
The room was filled with questions and answers, some about the medical field and some about personal struggles.
It wasn't fun to me. And after I spent time doing biology, that's when I thought about medicine. I started looking more into it.
Basically what we're telling young people is that you make people better just by showing up and being yourself, no matter the field that you're in, but we just happen to be talking about healthcare.
Melissa Martin is a founding member of Black Men in White Coats and a public health specialist.
Actually, we have health disparities because we don't have enough Black and brown folks in the healthcare and public health field. So this is a step towards kind of increasing that, changing the narrative. So it's definitely important to have these events be happening regularly as well, so that it doesn't feel like a one-off anomaly, but something that is very normal and very attainable for our young people.
An informative and lively event. We look forward to next year's summit. This is Tyona Menzies reporting for GSU-TV.
On September 27th, the Writers Guild of America's 5-month-long strike came to an end. The new contract was ratified on October 9th, officially ending the strike. Writers were fighting for better earning rates for their health plans and pensions, protections against AI writing, residuals for streaming, and more. After 148 days of striking, the second longest strike in WGA history, the workers voted in favor of the new contract, which is in effect through May 1st, 2026. While the WGA has resumed work, not all of Hollywood is back in action yet. Actors remain on strike as the SAG-AFTRA union continues to fight for similar benefits, including better pay, streaming residuals, and AI protections. The SAG-AFTRA strike began on July 14th, alongside the then-ongoing WGA strike, which combined brought most productions to a halt over the summer. Negotiations between SAG-AFTRA and the AMPTP resumed on October 24th, but no contract has yet been agreed upon. This is currently the longest strike in SAG-AFTRA history. Despite the end of the WGA strike, many members still march with SAG-AFTRA and hope for a swift and fair resolution. For GSU-TV, this is Graham Taylor. On September 15th, the United Auto Workers Union authorized a historic strike against Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis automakers. The union is fighting for higher wages, improved benefits, better conditions, and reduced hours without any decrease in wages.
We've been here over 20-something years, and we have not had a raise since 2008. And we just been set same rate.
For the first time in history, a strike has affected these manufacturers simultaneously. Almost 150,000 workers across all three plants walked out on the first day of the strike. On September 26th, President Joe Biden joined the workers on the picket line in Michigan.
Didn't build the country, the middle class built the country. Unions built the middle class. You deserve what you've earned, and you've earned a hell of a lot more than you're getting paid now. Thank you very much.
This is the first time a sitting president has participated in an active strike, yet another historic moment for the workers.
The fact that a sitting U.S. president visited a picket line for the first time in our nation's history, I mean, that cannot be minimized. It can't go unnoticed. It's a very important time in our history, and this is a very important fight we're in. I mean, this is a fight for the future of the working class.
While the union initially struck 3 plants, the strike has expanded with each failed negotiation, now including 38 warehouses and distribution plants, the Ford Kentucky truck assembly plant, and Mack truck manufacturers. 5 weeks into the strike on October 20th, United Auto Workers President Shawn Fain called for even more walkouts if a deal could not be reached soon. The estimated losses so far total above $7 billion. For GSUTV, this is Graham Taylor.
So what they got you for, man?
Biggest case in Las Vegas history.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Like recent?
September the 7th, 1996.
Nearly 3 decades later, an arrest has been made in the murder case of Tupac Shakur. Dewan Keefe D. Davis was arrested on suspicion of murder early Friday morning and was indicted on a murder charge in Las Vegas. The case returned to the spotlight in July, when Nevada authorities served a search warrant in connection with the rap star's death. Detectives collected multiple computers, a telephone, documentary documents, a Vibe magazine that featured Shakur, several .40 caliber bullets, 2 tubs containing autographs, and a copy of Davis's 2019 memoir. Investigators say Davis confessed his involvement in the case back in 2009, but the interview was in exchange for the information, and Davis was given immunity. What he later revealed in documentaries and podcasts was not part of the original deal with the police. Shakur's family is now eager for justice to finally be served.
If you're following up on a crime and you have a main suspect, and then this guy who they just indicted has been with him, has been telling the same story the whole time for 27 years. Why are you just finally now considering that, he was so close to the number 1 suspect?
The 60-year-old is facing 1 charge of murder with a deadly weapon with a gang enhancement attached. Davis's first hearing on Wednesday was cut short after he requested the judge to postpone it, while he retains counsel in Las Vegas. This is Jason Gonzalez reporting for GSU-TV.
Again, I just wanted to reiterate that this had nothing to do with the protest. What we had tonight was a bunch of criminal opportunists take advantage of a situation and make an attempt to destroy our city. And again, it's not going to be tolerated. We made arrests, and we will continue to make arrests until we have all of the individuals, or a number of the individuals that have been responsible for what we've seen tonight, in custody.
On the night of September 26, police officers received phone calls that a large crowd was making its way into Center City, North Philadelphia at 8 p.m. What followed was the looting of at least 20 stores that included Foot Locker, JD Sports, Apple, and Lululemon. Looters left behind shattered storefronts, empty shelves, and piles of empty boxes as they sold massive amounts of merchandise. After the chaos occurred, the city charged a total of 67 adults, 5 juveniles for crimes related to the looting spree. Charges of the suspected looters included burglary, conspiracy, mischief, and at least 1 weapons charge after 2 firearms were recovered throughout the investigation. The following day, all fine wines and good spirits stores in Philadelphia's Montgomery County were closed in the interest of employee safety and in hopes of eluding looters. This is Jason Gonzalez reporting for GSU-TV.
On Thursday, October 5th, the retired dean of Vermont State University, 77-year-old Honore Fleming, was shot dead Multiple hikers called 911 to report finding her body on the Delaware and Hudson Rail Trail around 4:30 p.m. near the end closest to the college grounds. Vermont State Police only have this sketch of the suspect, and he is considered to be armed and dangerous. One witness reported seeing this man walking on the trail after gunshots were fired. He is described to be about 5'10" with short red hair, wearing a dark gray t-shirt, and carrying a black backpack. Police asked Vermont community to remain on high alert.
We don't know how long this case is going to last, how long it's going to take to solve it. So in order for that to happen, we want people to be vigilant. We don't want them to, have fear grip them so they can't move or go to work or anything. And I totally understand it. If the parents want to keep their kids home, that's their decision.
Earth-shattering. It is very tense in town, what little bit I've even been out.
Betty Moyer worked alongside Honore at Vermont State University.
I loved her. She was the sweetest lady ever. Her husband I've met a few times, and he's just a nice man, and it's just not fair that this type of thing happened.
Many in this small town on edge. As always, remember to stay safe and watch your surroundings. This is Tyona Menzies reporting for GSUTV.
Apple unveiled its new slate of products on Tuesday, September 12th, during a keynote event. The presentation, titled Wanderlust, revealed the new iPhone 15 and its variants, as well as a new lineup of other Apple products. The iPhone 15 launched with iOS 7, which brought new features like Name Drop, allowing users to share contact information between iPhones by simply moving two devices close to one another. iOS 17 also brought updates to the Messages app and autocorrect feature, as well as an all-new standby mode, allowing for more control of the device without having to fully unlock it. Alongside these features, Apple also announced that its devices would be compatible with USB-C style chargers and cables. This change comes after almost 10 years of Apple's proprietary Lightning cable being the standard for the company, and while these are not the first Apple products to use USB-C ports, it is the first time they will be included on iPhone devices. The presentation also focused on Apple's environmental efforts, debuting the new Apple Watch Ultra 2 as the company's first carbon-neutral product. Along with phasing out plastic packaging, Apple is shifting towards using renewable energy and recycled materials entirely for their manufacturing, and are hoping all of their products will be completely carbon-neutral by 2030. The iPhone 15, iPhone 15 Pro, AirPods Pro 2nd generation, Apple Watch Series 9, and Apple Watch Ultra 2 were all released on September 22nd. For GSUTV, this is Graham Taylor.
This sacred institution wields power beyond your imagination.
Welcome to Hollywood Buzz, your source for the latest in the entertainment industry. I'm your host, Jason Gonzalez. Today we have stories from iconic music artists, television series, and much more. Let's get started. Our first story comes from the music industry, where Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour became the highest grossing concert film of all time. The movie has been a massive box office hit, earning $160 million so far, and turning a profit even before its theatrical release due to record-breaking pre-sale tickets. After weeks of speculations, there is a new power couple, Taylor Swift and Chiefs All-Pro tight end Travis Kelce, who have been spotted together driving away from Arrowhead Stadium after a game. This relationship first came upon when Kelce failed to give Swift a friendship bracelet at a concert. In other news, 8-time Grammy Award-winning artist Usher will headline the 2024 Super Bowl halftime show presented by Apple Music. The iconic singer from Atlanta will take the stage at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, the first time the big game will take place in the city. International pop star Shakira has been charged with tax evasion for the second time. Spanish prosecutors charged the pop star with failing to pay $7.1 million in tax on her 2018 income. From the worlds of John Wick comes the new TV series, The Continental. The Peacock original series will take place in New York City in the 1970s and will explore the origin of the iconic hotel for assassins, but through the eyes of a young Winston Scott. The action thriller series is now streaming. One of the most successful sitcoms of all time, The Office, is set to return following the conclusion of the writer's strike. Greg Daniels, creator of the US version of The Office, is currently set to do a reboot. Although there is no news yet on casting, many actors of the original series have expressed their interest in returning. For the first time since her husband, action star Bruce Willis was diagnosed with dementia, Emma Hemming Willis shared an update. Through an interview, she indicated that at this time, it's hard to know whether the Hollywood star is aware of his diagnosis, as well that this disease is not only affecting him, but their whole family.
If summer doesn't sing in you, then nothing sings in you. And if nothing sings in you, then you can't make music.
Bradley Cooper stars in Maestro, a 2-hour musical drama that will focus on the relationship between American composer Leonard Bernstein and his wife Felicia Montalegre. The Netflix film will be released on November 22nd.
What's the point of winning the race if you let some idiot steal the prize?
A lot of people feel the system is broken. The whole idea of the stock market is if you're smart and maybe with a little luck you can make your fortune. Certainly not anymore. There's no hope for the little guy.
Dumb Money, a film based on a true story, has brought Seth Rogen, Pete Davidson, and many more Hollywood stars together for a 2-hour-long film, which follows Keith Gill, a regular guy who flipped the script on Wall Street and got rich by turning GameStop into one of the world's hottest companies. This film is now available in all theaters. This is Jason Gonzalez reporting for GSUTV. Welcome to the Jaguar Football Rundown. I'm your host, Jason Gonzalez. Today we'll be looking at Week 6 of the 2023-2024 NFL season, which brought upsets, touchdowns, and much more. Let's get started.
Or nobody gets it. Cousins perfect on this drive so far. Looking in zone, caught! Touchdown! It's the rookie, Jordan Addison.
Week 6 kicked off from Soldier Field, where the Chicago Bears faced the Minnesota Vikings. The two division rivals look to improve their disappointing 1-4 records. After 2 hard-hitting quarters, there was an unfortunate hand injury to Bears quarterback Justin Fields, which led rookie Tyson Bagent to finish the game. Bagent would go on to complete 10 passes for 83 yards, but his late-game interception sealed a 19-13 victory for the Minnesota Vikings.
97 yards against Cleveland. Second down and long. Pressure on Walker. Throws far side of the field. Oh, it's picked off! Lenore's got it. Racing down the sideline, and he's decked out of bounds. Inside the 10. Diamador. Flip to Mason. Good blocking left side. Cuts up the field. Flying towards the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Sunday brought a battle between the undefeated San Francisco 49ers, led by Brock Purdy, and the 2-2 Cleveland Browns, who played without their star quarterback, Deshaun Watson. Through 4 quarters of dominating defenses, it would be a missed 41-yard field goal by rookie Jake Moody that would end the 49ers' undefeated streak. The 19-17 victory will place Cleveland tied for second in the NFC North.
The 46. Hurts facing a 4-man rush over the middle. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Adams. Adams on the run. Breaking tackles. Tossed down inside the 10.
Right there. And Jalen Hurts stared this thing down, and it gets cut off.
For MetLife Stadium, the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles faced the 2-3 New York Jets. It was a brutal game for All-Pro quarterback Jalen Hurts, who completed 28 passes for 280 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. The stingy Jets defense made their presence known all night, which led to the 20-14 victory and the end to another undefeated streak. After 6 weeks of the NFL, there are 3 teams with a 5-1 record in the NFC. The Detroit Lions, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the San Francisco 49ers are all tied for the best record in the National Football Conference. As for the American Football Conference, only 2 teams stand with a 5-1 record: the Miami Dolphins and the reigning champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. This is Jason Gonzalez reporting for GSUTV.
Grounded to second. 2 years removed from losing 100. The Rangers have won the pennant.
Welcome to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Jason Gonzalez. Today we'll be covering the latest and the greatest stories from the world of sports. Let's get started.
Donato centering the fourth line of forwards for the Hawks. He's out there to begin this power play, and here's Connor Bedard! He scores!
Through 6 games of the NHL season, the Blackhawks stand last in the Central Division with 2 wins and 4 losses. The Blackhawks' 2023 number 1 draft pick, Connor Bedard, has begun the season with 2 goals and 2 assists. The rookie sensation will look to lead his team to a playoff appearance.
McCarthy in trouble, gets away, on the run, touchdown, Roman Wilson. Big spot for this Michigan State defense. Now it looks like a free play. Oh no, no flag yet. Did come in on the near side. Doesn't matter. Here's a touchdown to Colston Loveland. J.J. McCarthy recognized it.
In a college football rivalry like no other, number 2 ranked Michigan faced Michigan State. Quarterback J.J. McCarthy led the Wolverines to a 49-0 victory over the Spartans. Through 4 quarters, McCarthy threw for 287 yards and 4 touchdowns. The Wolverines now stand with an undefeated record heading into Week 9 of the regular season. The 2023 MLB playoffs is in full swing with the crucial Game 7 between the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros. The Rangers would immediately jump out of the gate with a 3-run first inning and an overall offensive clinic led by Adolis Garcia. After 9 innings, the Rangers would defeat the Astros 11-4 and become this year's American League champion. After a disappointing Game 7, Houston Astros manager Dusty Baker announced his retirement from baseball. The 74-year-old indicated that the stresses of the season and other variable factors only validated his decision.
A fever pitch for Game 7 in Philadelphia. Spot in this first inning. Broken bat, ground ball. Bohm to second. Close play there. No play at first.
In a battle for the National League, the Arizona Diamondbacks went head-to-head with the Philadelphia Phillies in Game 7. After 9 innings, the Diamondbacks came out victorious after scoring 4 runs to the Phillies 2. Arizona will now face the Texas Rangers in the World Series.
He said, I don't think we are the hunting at all. I think we're the hunters because we're hunting another championship as he scores a contested.
See if Anthony Davis tries to pick up that 3rd foul on him.
Nice spin move inside by Davis. What a pretty shot with defenders all around and 15 in the first half. It's retrieved by Caldwell Pope in the corner for Murray. Fires!
The 2023-2024 NBA season began with a doubleheader, with its first game of the season being a matchup between the reigning champion Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Lakers. From the very start of the game, Nikola Jokic would make his presence known and would continue to do so all throughout the game. Jokic would finish the game with 29 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 assists. The Nuggets would ultimately defeat the Lakers 119-107.
Curry over Okogie, book it, a triple!
Opening night of the NBA concluded with the Golden State Warriors facing the Phoenix Suns. In a battle between 2 Pacific Division powerhouses, the Suns would come out victorious with a final score of 108-104. Shooting guard Devin Booker would end the night with a team-high 32 points and 8 assists. This is Jason Gonzalez reporting for GSUTV.